Once the framers created federalism, they realized they needed to put something in the Constitution to explain what would happen if the federal government and state governments were in conflict. So they wrote the Supremacy Clause. The idea behind the Supremacy Clause was that the Constitution is actually the most supreme, right? It is at the top. So if federal law or state law are unconstitutional, that is, they go against the Constitution, they have to be wiped away, right? They can't be law. But if federal law and state law both obey the Constitution, but they conflict with each other, then what do? The Supremacy Clause says federal law is supreme. So we have constitutional law at the very top, then federal law, then state law. So every time the federal government makes a law, they have to check and make sure it's constitutional, or they risk it being struck down by the Supreme Court. And we will talk about how that process works in Unit 2. Now, states have an extra level to go through. They have to check and make sure that what they're doing is okay by the Constitution, but also doesn't conflict with anything by the federal government. Because if anything that the states at the bottom here do, then if they don't check to make sure it's constitutional and doesn't conflict with federal laws, they're at risk of that law being overturned.